Can you do this mobility challenge to get down and up off the ground without using your hands? Of course, you need to be able to do both sides. Make sure you do stick around to the end of this video, as I will show you 3 moves that you can do consistently to be able to perform that particular move. Now you might be wondering, what is the purpose of learning that move? Well, when learned properly, you develop strong and mobile hips, knees, and ankles. Now there was a study done back in 2012 where they correlated poor mobility to be able to get up and down off the ground without the use of your hands or support correlated with high mortality rates. So you'll probably live longer if you properly learn how to get up and down off the ground without the support of your hands or an object to help you get back up. So by now you've probably realized there are a few things or some things that you need to work on to make getting down and up off the ground much more doable for you. So I'm going to show you 3 moves that you can do consistently and daily to make that easier. We're going to start off with our feet. So I'll face you from the front. Have your feet just underneath your hips. From here, slight bend in the knees and roll to the outside edges of your feet. So stand up as tall as you can. Now, I don't have that much room here before I disappear from the camera, but I want you to take about 20 steps forward and 20 steps back with our feet rolled into the outside edges, okay? So I'm gonna do 10 just for demonstration purposes, all right? So off I go, small steps for me so I don't disappear from the camera for 4, for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'll take 10 steps back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remaining on the outside edges of your feet. We're going to do that 3 times all up, forward and back. So I've got 2 more to go in each direction for 1. And you'll notice as well, this is the position that we'd roll our feet out and sprain an ankle in. All right, so if we condition our feet in this position, so that way when we roll our ankle and then that potential sprain in the ankle is less likely to happen if our feet are used to rolling out in this position. You just got to get your feet used to that range to prevent you from hurting yourself. Once you've done, like I said, for you, I suggest you go 20 forward and back. Go and grab a bench here, and also if you got some yoga blocks, otherwise a bigger book, you can go and grab them. Now from here we can do the actual up and down off the ground itself. So I'm going to give you 3 versions of this one. Now the first one, let's have our feet, the soles of our feet together for this one. All right, so soles of the feet together, and make sure that your bench is within reach. Now from here, you know what, I might actually show you from the side so you can see. So in this version, I got my soles of the feet together. I'm going to hinge slightly at the hips, and my knees are going to be bent slightly going out. My bottom is going to aim for the chair whilst I reach my hands out just for a bit of a balance. Now you'll notice as well, I came down very slowly and came up with control. I don't want this to happen where I come down and sit down completely and then kind of push and heave myself forward. What we want to do, reach your arms forward for a bit of a balance, hinge at the hips, bottom just taps the bench, and then come back up. We want to do that 10 times if we're doing with the version of our soles of our feet together. The other way we can do it is actually have our feet crossed over. So you can start off with the right over the left, and same thing, down with control, knees bend out, hands forward, come up with control, as long as you do 5 on each side. Now if you find that even the bench here is a little bit too low, this is where you can grab a book, your blocks, and make your bench even higher if you find that you're just falling and sitting down to the bench. So elevate your bench. I've got the blocks behind me, and I go down to as far as I can control to come back up. All right, so another way we can do this is we can, if you find that the bench is too high, this is where we have our blocks, or maybe a stool that's a lower than that bench. Same thing here, either crossed leg or soles of the feet together, hinging forward at the hips, reach the hands forward, bottom just touches the block, and come back up with control. Now, if even that is too easy for you, let's just go with the eccentric, which means we go all the way down, but we come back up as you would normally if you were to get off the floor. So here's what I mean. I'll start with my soles of my feet together, hinging forward at the hips, hands come forward, bottom comes down to the ground. And I just get up however way I would to come back up to standing to reset, and then do it again 10 times all up. Now I've given you 3 variations there. Pick which one you're going to do, 10 times all up, or if you're going to do the crossover leg version, 5 on each side. So for demonstration purposes, I'll do this one where I got the soles of my feet together and 2 blocks on top of each other from my bottom to reach. I reach my hands forward, tap the block, and come back up with control. All right, we want to be able to come down with control and not struggle and fall down. We want to be able to control all the way. We're conditioning our joints in a position where our body can actually reach. So if you're coming to the point where everything's just uncomfortable to do, go to the highest version, which is blocks on top of the bench. And once you do this often enough, you've conditioned your joints. Maybe you can even go lower. Don't know how many I've done, but like I said, we want to do that 10 times. The next one, I'm going to keep these blocks here. You can use them to sit on if you find sitting on the ground is a little bit too uncomfortable. This is too high, that many blocks for me. So from here, bring the soles of our feet together and see if you can bring your heels as close as you can to your hips. Now, you might be forward like this and your knees are pretty high up. Doesn't matter as long as it's the range that you can comfortably sit up tall in. So from here, I'll do the version without weights first. But from here, you want your hands to be on top of the inside edges of your knee. We want to press our knees down, but at the same time, we want to push our knees up to resist our hands. We do that, we hold for 1, then relax. We press down, up, and for 2. We want to do that 10 times all up. And we want our hands to have more pressure than the knees coming up. So we want our hands to win here. After the 10th repetition, we hold at the bottom range for a 10 count. Now, if you do have weights on you, I'll grab my 8-kilo kettlebells. You can do this version where we'll put a weight on either side of our knees. And all we do is press the knees in to bring the weights up, hold, then release. Up, hold, release. Same thing, we do that 10 times all up with the 10 count at the bottom. All right, so pick a variation that's gonna work for you. So bring it up for 1, hold, and down. 2, hold, and down. 3, hold, down. 4, hold, down. 5, hold, and down. 6, and down. We're being active in mobilizing our hips. I've got 9 and down. And for this one, the 10th rep, we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring the weights off. All right, like I said, you want to do each of those exercises, those 3 exercises, at least 3 times. So I'm going to do them together with you. I might walk forward this time just so you can see how it looks from the front on view. So feet underneath the hips, bend the knees slightly, rolling to the outside edges of your feet, standing up tall. I'm going to take 10 steps forward. I suggest you take 20 for 1 and 2. It may look so weird and awkward this way as you see me walking towards you, but this is for the integrity and the health of our ankles. So doing this consistently will strengthen up our ankles, and rolling them out in this position won't give us an ankle sprain. I actually haven't had an ankle sprain in so long because I've conditioned my feet to be able to withstand this position. And as we roll our ankles, a lot of the times, almost all the time, it's by accident. This is why we sprain that ankle. But when we're prepared for it, it's not going to happen. Like I said, 3 rounds forward and back. Once you've done that, we can practice the move itself. I'll show you slightly in a different angle. I got the soles of my feet together. Okay, from here, soft bend in the knees, reaching your hands forward, bottom reaches for your block, and come back up. Stand up tall. 10 times. This is also getting us strong in our knees here and getting the hips conditioned to come down. And you go at your own pace. You don't have to match the pace that I go on as I do these exercises. I believe that's 8. Knees come out, hands come forward for 9. Back up, and for 10. Okay. Seated onto a block, or if you can, if it's comfortable enough for you, you can sit down on the ground completely as we do these ones. Okay. Whoops. And you know what? The blocks are actually another way to keep you honest. If you find that your knees are up really high, maybe we can use the blocks to give us a point and where to stop. That way it's not too hard to come back up if we've gone all the way down. So you can always have the blocks on the side if you find that your range here is a little bit too short. All right, so knees rest on the blocks. Press the weights up, hold, and release. Up, hold, release, so on and so forth. And if you find that you are sitting on the ground, definitely going to be more challenging, especially where I'm sitting on right now. It's uneven ground. My feet are actually a tad higher than where my hips are. For 3, and down. For 4, down. 5, and down. 6. You got your hands there to keep the weight steady. I'm really feeling this in the inside of my hips. In the 10th rep, I hold at the bottom for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As I said, you can always use this as a warm-up for your lifting session if you want to change up your warm-up before you lift. And with every exercise, every warm-up, we always do them with intention. We're not trying to rush past them. Feet underneath your hips, slight bend in the knees, roll to the outside edges of your feet. We keep them rolled out. We take 10 or 20 steps forward for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 3 times, forward and back. So, if you got a longer space where you're at, I suggest you go and do. Let's get this bench out the way so I can go from here, stepping over the hose. Now, yes, it may be a little bit uncomfortable when you're first doing this, but that's always the case when you're just learning an exercise. It might feel so awkward, maybe even bordering on pain. And if that's the case, you always go with the regression that you know you can do and maintain with good form. Okay, so getting my blocks. Bottom is going to reach for the blocks here, soles of my feet together. You know what? Actually, I'll do the crossover version this time where I'll have my right in the front. I do this for 5 reps on each side, coming forward and up for 1. Down we come. For 2. For 3. And notice I'm coming down, controlled all the way. And for 5. And up. Left leg now comes in front. Make sure we keep it even on both sides for 1. And you will find that you probably got a little bit less balance on one side. That's only natural, but this is why, here's 3. We need to work on both of them consistently. For 4. And for 5. We just naturally have the inclined to rely more on one side. We're stronger on one side. Okay, so here we go. Weight on the inside edges of your knees, otherwise it's your hands. We come up and down for 2, and down for 3, and down. Up, hold, and down. 4, hold, and down. 5, hold, and down. 6, hold, down. Keep the soles of your feet together. 7, hold, down. 8, hold, down. 9, hold for down. Last time here for 10, and hold at the bottom for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9. And that is it, fam. Those are the 3 moves that you can do consistently to eventually make that pattern of getting down and up off the ground. Now, just to finish off, if you're feeling a little bit tight there, just have your feet forward and swing your legs left to right. Whoop, got the weight in the way. All right, fam, that is it. Let us know how you went, if you tried out those exercises at all, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a like, give us a comment, and don't forget, if you enjoy our content, to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our uploads. All right, fam, thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.